They reported more or less a mixed quarter. We're currently joined by Mr. Sunil D'souza, the Managing Director of the company. Hi, Mr. D'souza. Thanks so much, sir, for joining in today. Well, it was more or less a muted quarter. On the top line, we saw a growth of close to around 1% or 1.1%. Could you break that up for us? So what was your total sales volumes and what was your blended prices? But did they move up or did they move down? If you could take us through the top line itself.
So you mentioned a mixed quarter. So I'd just like to highlight before that that we've had 4 successive quarters of double-digit growth before entering the October to December quarter. And we were coming out of a strong Diwali where we had seen more than a 20% growth coming into the December quarter. So the first half of the quarter was very solid on the top line. But what happened after that, we had a demonetization. And in the first 15 days of demonetization, we did see an impact, a severe impact, because consumers stopped going to the stores because they were trying to figure out their daily lives. And after that, we had issues on trade stocking, trade credit, where the retail trade was trying to manage its inventories and cash flows. Okay. So we put our head down, focused on execution and cost. And that's why you see a mixed bag on top line and bottom line. Now, when you see a 1% growth on the top line, I would like to emphasize that we've delivered a 45% growth on the bottom line. And it's a sustainable growth because you see a factory growth, a factory margin growth, moving from 27.4 to 29.4. Operating margin moved from 5.1 to 7.2, and EPS go from 3 to 4.4. So it was, I would say, a smart mix management, smart discounts, consumer financing, and a huge focus on execution which delivered the quarter.
Okay. So we take your point completely about the margin improvement and the 45% jump seen in the net profits. But, sticking with the top line for some more time, could you tell us what the volume growth was in Q3? And if you could break it up in terms of what October was, what November was, December, and even the month of January, if you could tell us what the volume growth, just to get a sense if are we back to your old levels of double-digit volume growth?
So first of all, I would say the demonetization was a short-term blip because I don't think the fundamentals of the Indian economy have changed. And if you go back and look at our performance, we had 4 successive quarters of strong double-digit growth.
That's great.
So we do see that going forward. That's one piece. Second is very clearly we have a strong product pipeline and strong execution focus. So we do see growth coming back very quickly and Whirlpool being on top of that growth in the industry.
So will the January-March quarter see... So sorry to interrupt you, but will the January-March quarter see double-digit volume growth?
We are targeting double-digit volume growth in the March quarter.
Okay.
All I would say is we came out of a Diwali, which was sometime till end October, with a 20% plus growth, and then it sort of plateaued down.
Okay.
Now, December was better than November, and January has started better than December. So we do see things coming back to normal pretty fast.
All right, Mr. D'souza, you're sounding very confident, so that's good news. What about your balance sheet? How does it look? Do you have debt in your books? Do you have cash?
So we have cash sitting on our balance sheet. We generate very strong cash flow.
Right.
In fact, in the last quarter, we had negative working capital.
Okay.
So strong, healthy balance sheet, and the focus is to continue to leverage it going forward.
What is your cash in your books, sir?
Overall, I would say, including some of the investments and placements that we made, about 1,100 crores.
Will you buy anything? Will you? I mean, we learn from sources that Ken Star's on the block, Lloyd is on the block. You're smiling. I like that. Maybe you have some news for us. Anything on that?
I mean, you'll hear.
I mean, are you looking at that?
Whenever you see a company sitting with a lot of cash on the balance sheet, you do expect some things to happen. Let me just say that we are evaluating the best form of return to all our stakeholders and shareholders.
Okay.
So we are doing multiple options, and as and when we have clarity, we will come back to the market.
So as of now, sir, in the preferred options, if you could tell us, what the pecking order would be. Would it be? Would it be by a special dividend? Would it be buyback? Would it be via M&A? I'm sure at least you could tell us which is the preferred route to return cash back to your shareholders.
like I said, we are deeply focused on making sure that we maximize returns to all our shareholders. We're looking at all different options, and as and when we have clarity, we will definitely come back.
So are you looking at Lloyd and Kenstar, sir? I mean, those two are on the block. Are you looking at that, or you can deny to us also if you're not looking at any of those assets?
See, at any point of time, there are multiple things happening in the market. And we do a strong evaluation, we have a hard look at it, and then get back to our management to figure out how we should go forward.
Okay.
So we are evaluating different options. As of now, we do not have clarity, but as and when we have clarity, we will definitely get back.
All right, Mr. D'Souza, thanks so much for joining in. Well, you're sounding quite confident. You have cash in your books as well. Shareholder wealth, yes, you're looking to optimize. And the stock, in fact, was doing quite well as you speak as well. So thanks so much for joining. I think it's virtually moved to the high point of the day.